Woe to you, O earth and sea.
It's the Hop Nation
USA Podcast.
It's episode 201 of the Hop Nation USA podcast, and things are a little bit different this week. I don't have my co-host Adam, but I'm still Steve, so I had to go to the peanut gallery, and I got pretty much the entire peanut gallery this week.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, I like peanuts. I'm cool with it.
I hate peanuts.
Oh,
Well, you're not
more
allergic.
for you. More for you.
How do you feel about peanut brittle?
No, there's peanuts in it.
I don't know how far it extends. Some people are picky.
I don't like peanut butter. It's the
Ew.
whole shebang.
wait, are you including all nuts into that? Like pistachios?
No.
We okay with pistachios?
No, I shovel cashews into my mouth on a daily basis. Pistachios are fine. Almonds are great.
Cashews are a classy nut. I agree.
Fuck walnuts and fuck people who think walnuts go in brownies.
That's not right.
It's not right.
It's like, ooh, brownies. Wait, there's walnuts in here. My life is over.
It's ruined.
All right. And as you can hear, the peanut gallery is already revved up and going on a tangent about nuts. But tonight we have, from First Sip Brew Box, Dennis Guy.
Howdy ho. Glad to be back.
And returning guest host, Katie.
Hello. Wouldn't be an episode with me if we didn't start off talking about food.
Yeah. Wow. It's always food.
That's my thing, apparently.
That's not just your thing. I think we accept you on the show because it is your thing.
Makes sense. All right. That's fine.
The number of times we're talking about sandwiches on the show and food with Dennis and
So much. Because typically halfway through the episode, I start getting hungry and I can't get my mind off of it.
Yes. But if you're watching last week, then you heard our interview with Rick Seaback, the venerable historian of Pittsburgh. Episode 200, go back and check it out. And if you haven't watched the YouTube, then you know, well, I'm a person, for real.
Whoa!
Ta-da!
There he is.
Ta-da. I'm a person for real. And so, yes, I guess I'll continue to do this and actually talk to people face to face. Ugh. so hard for me. But I'm gonna keep the floating head in the background just to remember old times.
You do you, Steve.
Twins.
Sometimes you pop in, sometimes you don't, you know.
Yeah. But tonight we're back to doing beer and we're back to talking beer. And so we're going to start with the beers that everybody's drinking tonight. And I'll start with Dennis. What are you drinking tonight?
Heck yeah, I believe you guys had this on a couple episodes back. It's the brewery that we featured in last month's brew box from Two Roots Brewing. Super pumped to and I've actually haven't tried more than a sip of one of these beers because my wonderful wife Sammy was trying them. So I slid in for a quick sip, but this is going to be my first time completing it. And this is their Hellas. Enough said. Like, it literally is their enough said. That's what I wasn't just trying to end what I was saying, but that's what I'm dipping in, Steve.
So while Dennis pours his up, Katie, what are you drinking?
I have Hitchhiker, Lost Thought Double IPA. I'm super into this. I actually bought a 4-pack months ago, and then I bought 2 this round because I really enjoyed it. YouTube viewers can see my baller glass.
Yes. The all-important baller glass. And for me, I am drinking the Evergreen Sorbetto. And Sorbetto is like a series that they do. It's their smoothie sour series. I'm drinking number 29.
Oof.
Yeah.
You got up there.
Yeah, they've been doing a bunch. So number 29 is sour ale with cherry, plum, raspberry, and Oreos.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say that label looks familiar. They did almost the exact same thing, but with cinnamon.
Yeah.
How does the Oreo go? That's
Hey,
interesting.
I don't know, man. it's
Gonna find out.
Well, no, I've been drinking it. It all kind of tastes the same. It's just all like a very sweet, fruity beer. You can't pick out the Oreos. And this is my big problem with these kind of beers is that what is this trying to mimic? What known dessert is cherries, plum, raspberry, and Oreo?
I don't think it's mimicking anything.
No,
It's
that's
its
own
own
hodgepodge.
thing.
Yeah, so they're just reaching their hands into the closet and dragging out Sweetie Boy things and throwing it in the mash.
So
I'm just imagining that hand goes in the closet, pulls out Oreos and assorted fruits. It's like, what do you keep in your closet?
Yeah. Well, the so is like, it's not really balanced or anything. It doesn't taste like anything that you would really recognize. Like I said, you don't get the Oreos. You get a little bit of cherry tartness and you get a bit of raspberry. The plum is completely lost because that's not a flavor that sticks out ever. So yeah, it's it's fine, but it's also And it's like 6.5% on the ABV though. So
at that point, you just drinking it. You just drinking it to drink it.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's also like pretty unremarkable for all the things they throw in it.
Right. And that's what happens with those kinds of beers. Like nothing's going to shine through.
Mm-mm. No,
It's like
and
spaghetti sauce.
yeah, I will give it. It's not like overly tart for me, so like I can still enjoy it that way. But yeah, it's just a sweetie fruit drink, like almost like a V8 fusion.
a lot of those sorbettos taste like that, though.
Right. Yeah, and again, it's not bad, but also, I don't know. Could you might be able to do more with less. So, Dennis, how's your non-alcoholic Helles treating you?
It's actually really good. So I was super surprised by the quality of like head retention because I've had NA beers before and it's just like drinking water. Like there's no head retention. You don't get that mouthfeel that you want from a, something that I don't want to say it's mimicking a beer because by all definitions, it is a beer and it's made by a brewery. But I want it to be reminiscent of having a beer. And this hits on all of those for me. Like you actually pick out some of the hop characters inside of there. Like I said, they totally 10 out of 10 hit that mouthfeel and head retention that I'm looking for. And it makes sense why this one specifically was a 2019 gold winner at the Great American Beer Fest. So
yeah, it was pretty good.
Out the park.
Yeah, but I mean, from what I remember, and Katie was on that episode as well, like that beverage.
Steve's just not even saying beer, even though by definition it is, but
it isn't. It isn't. There's no
by
alcohol.
Steve's definition, it's not a beer.
It was, Dennis, it was beer at one time, and then they removed the alcohol. So now
do we know for
beer.
a fact that if you remove the alcohol, beer's no longer beer? Do we know that, or is that just like
that's just Steve?
That's
just Steve's personal opinion.
Yes, that's my personal opinion. It's the same rules of if it's under 4%. It doesn't matter how it gets to under 4%. It can either never reach 4% or you can remove the 4%.
Well,
either way,
we can all at least agree on this, Steve. It's not going to make you nearly as mad. Wasn't on one of the previous episodes, there was like that heavy metal beer and you thought it was going to be super badass and it was like 3.5%.
Oh
yeah.
You just got
that just happened.
upset. You got so mad at that.
Yeah, because that's bullshit. I mean, at least Two Roots isn't trying to like put something forth there like, oh, we're so fucking cool. It's the same thing as that. I hate that Liquid Death canned water.
Right.
Go fuck yourself. It's water in a can. Not cooler because
now if it had 400 milligrams of caffeine in there, then you could call it Liquid Death because you have 2 of those, like you're getting heart palpitations.
Oh yeah, for sure. If it was like blast off caffeine and psilocybin, yeah, awesome, great. It wigs you out and takes you into another dimension. That's awesome water, and it can be called Liquid Death. I'm all for it.
I don't want that.
Well, I'm not saying
you don't want death either. She's like, life is hard.
Katie, you can't talk like that. We're on the other side of the pandemic now.
Pandemic related.
All right. Let's move on to news, notes, and neat for the week. I have a thing. Katie has a thing, and Dennis has a thing.
Yep.
Go first with their thing.
I mean, Steve, you know, throw out that thing, man.
All right. I'm gonna throw my thing down. The going back 2 episodes, really, we talked about the Buffalo. They started a campaign to advertise a beer and a shot, and basically you get your COVID vaccine, and then you get a free beer if you went to a few breweries. Flying Bison was one, Resurgence was the other. And so their program was actually pretty successful in that they vaccinated like 200 people in a weekend, which versus what their county stats were, that was more than they did in the week.
Oh,
at all the other vac sites. Yeah. And
that's terrible.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was a problem within the county that they can't get people in to get vaccinated. So they offered this, program, and they apparently did gangbusters with it. Because of that, though, a lot of other states are looking at similar reimbursement and, just offerings. So Illinois is jumping on the bandwagon, and they're introducing legislation to be voted on to be able to offer the same program. It's like a small lifting of the rules where I guess they have certain advertisement rules where you can't advertise alcohol the same way.
Right.
But they're doing a temporary lift of those rules so that they can advertise these programs that would be a shot and a beer. And they're looking to vote on it by May 31st, so you can probably see that in Illinois, and you go to Chicago and you get yourself a shot and a beer.
It's worth the drive.
Go to Chicago. And the other state looking at it is New Jersey. They're looking to do a very similar program as well. So
saw that.
Yeah, good for them. However,
is it? Do we need more New Jerseyans?
They're all right. Some of them.
Just asking.
Yeah.
Some of them.
I was pleasantly surprised whenever we
oh yeah, you were just there, huh?
We were there now I'm terrible with months. So it was either August or October we were in New Jersey, Sammy.
You were it had to have been October.
Yeah, it was October. She gave me that look like, why do you remember nothing ever?
I know it wasn't August because I know I was back and I was still deployed in August. So.
Then yep. So October. And I was surprised. I thought everyone was going to be like rude and, just stereotypes that you have in your head that you based on absolutely nothing but TV shows and movies. But so many people, they were nice. They were some nice people.
I'm glad.
Yeah, they're not all terrible. Most of them are still dumb enough that they say water instead of water. But hey, not that mad at them.
Steve's like, I have friends. I ain't trying to make no more.
No, I'm not. I have my 3 friends and then my podcast co-host, and then
yep. He's like, that's all I need.
Yeah. There was another program though that I think I like maybe a little bit more than a beer and a shot, and it's in Louisiana. They're offering a free pound of boiled crawfish.
Ooh.
If you get, yeah.
I mean, I say ooh like it's just random, but it works.
Yeah, it works. I would get into it. It would definitely get me down there if I wasn't already vaccinated, and I might fake some medical records anyway.
Yeah, but like for the amount of money you'd spend to get down there, you could probably just buy it.
I still need a vacation. I could use a vacation if I'm going on vacation.
All right, fair.
Yeah, if I'm going on vacation, I'm also going to get a free pound of boiled crawfish.
I have a friend who's a transplant, so if you need like crawfish etouffee or something, if you supply the crawfish, I'm sure she'll make it. Just let me know.
Katie's like, Steve, there's easier ways, man.
I'm sure there is. Look, I know there's frozen bags of crawfish in the Eagle. I've seen them. I've thought about them.
It just reminds me, I think I saw a video or a meme or something. This guy was like, yeah, man, I'm not getting COVID at all. They're like, how do you know? He's like, well, I got all 5. All 5 what? I got all 5 of the shots. They're like, that's not how this works.
Yeah, I had somebody tell me that they can't get COVID because they have T cells.
Yeah.
Is that like a reference to Resident Evil?
No.
No.
We all have T cells, Dennis.
Everyone has T cells.
No, but
it's your
see,
body's natural immune reaction.
What was it called in Resident Evil?
Oh, it was called the T virus.
Okay, the T virus. All right, that's why that popped into my head.
Yeah, no, I know what your reference was, Dennis. But no, like we all have T cells.
Everyone, yeah. But I was told that they can't get it because they have T cells, and that their son also can't get it because the T cells are genetic. And I was just like, and then they followed up with my favorite phrase that I hear from people: "You need to do your research."
Oh my goodness!
Okay.
Sure. Well, I mean, they're not wrong that the T cells are genetic.
Oh, this one lady was like, I can't get it because it's on a different vibrational frequency and I don't vibrate with the virus. And I'm like, gee, it's just blowing my mind, the stuff that you see out there. All this did was just really highlight the thought process of other humans. So just like Steve, I got
I didn't want to
friends
know.
and that's it.
Didn't want to
unfortunately,
know.
social media and platforms like different podcasts around the world, it's showing how people are and how they think on a global scale.
Yeah,
I
there's
saw
a huge disparity in American education.
I saw it summed up pretty perfectly on Twitter, in that somebody said 2020 was a personality test and we all failed. So
that is so true.
Yeah.
So true.
So, Katie, what was your news for the week?
Yuengling has started brewing in Texas. They are officially brewing outside of the East Coast, because I guess they've been in Florida for a while. But that was a little bit confusing for me. So yeah, on Tuesday they started brewing in Fort Worth, and Jen Yuengling, who is the eldest of 4 6th-generation Yuengling sisters, went down there to oversee the brewing process. She'll be down there for a little bit before she returns. A Yuengling armored truck, which I didn't know existed, but apparently a Yuengling armored truck with 2 police cars escorted the secret family recipe, which was handwritten. Turns out it's still the original, and the yeast onto the Molson Coors property. And it was the first time the recipes ever left Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it, and I saw the truck, and I thought it was like a complete just promotional stunt. And
it
then
was a bit of a marketing thing.
Yeah. Then I saw that they actually shipped, some old recipe book in a crate.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
with a family member driving behind the truck the whole way down there.
Yeah. It's like, all right, that's a little, but it's still the armored truck was branded. So like they're putting a wrap on an armored truck. They took a Brinks truck and wrapped it in Yuengling.
Yeah. My first thought though was like, I wouldn't do it that way. I would give it to like some obscure person that I trusted or whatever, and like just put it in the back of like a 2004 Camry. No one's gonna fucking think jack that car for the recipe.
But doing it that way, there's no dick swinging. You know what I mean? Just showing, like some breweries out there, like, man, if only I had enough money to get another fermenter, I can, increase my capacity by 33%. And then Yuengling's like, yeah, we're gonna wrap an armored truck just to carry a piece of paper.
Well, it's a book, a handwritten book, the original, and apparently there's a lot more in there than just that recipe, and they don't tell you what page the recipe is on, so you're gonna have to tear it apart. There's a book in a wooden crate in an armored truck, escorted by police cars and followed by a Yuengling family member. So it was a big to-do.
Like $100,000 like stunt.
Yeah pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, what would that recipe sell for?
True. I mean, there's definitely some money there without a doubt.
Yeah, but it's definitely a stunt when you probably consider that the recipe was actually already transferred, like by Dropbox. Like,
yeah,
gonna sit there and read the book and transcribe it. Like, you don't want to have to read that shitty handwriting.
Could you imagine like being someone unbeknownst to like craft beer, just some random guy going, "Oh, I bet there's a lot of cash in there." They actually rob it, and there's a book, and they're like, "What the hell is this shit?" They just throw it away.
They could have totally turned this into one of those Nicolas Cage movies, though. This could have been a national treasure thing.
Totally could have been a heist film. I
Yeah.
like the idea of just some Texas redneck not knowing what Yuengling is and just thinking it's a new bank.
Yeah, it's a Yuengling.
I don't know what this Chinese bank is, but I'm going to steal what's ever inside that truck.
Oh, they probably fill with them Bitcoins.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw a sign for Wachovia. I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know how to say it.
I mean, that's fair. That
And
is a
I
random
looked at
name.
my friend and I was like, "What's Wachovia?" And she's like, "It says Wachovia, and it's a bank." I was like, "Oh."
You're like, can we just rewind and pretend this never happened?
This
Who's
was before
ignoring?
everybody had a cell phone in their pocket, so I'm good.
Fair enough.
No evidence. Well, there is now, but
Yeah. Now there is. Aha.
yes. I made that up. It was a lie.
Good for
Nope,
them.
too late. I already believed it. And then in my head, that's when you bit into a peanut butter sandwich. You're like, "Ah, people are laughing at me, and I hate nuts." Going forward forever.
Yeah. Also, you can definitely just tell this was a promotional stunt that was in tie with American Craft Beer Week, which we're at the end of if you're listening
Right.
on a Friday. So yeah, it's just another flex in that way. Of we're the biggest craft beer brand because
Right.
the Brewers Association keeps moving the goalposts for us.
Yeah, they kind of, I mean, they're probably pretty big sponsors. I'm a big fan of Follow the Money.
Yeah.
And that's how things change and happen, and you get wrapped Brinks trucks.
Yeah. And also they probably wouldn't even donate that much just because the Brewers Association wants to keep them, under
Right.
the umbrella. They need that muscle of Boston beer and Yuengling to prop numbers up. Because like
Right.
after those million barrel systems, it drops pretty drastically. So yeah. But yeah, good for them. I hope they had a fun time, and I hope people in Texas enjoy their mediocre beer.
You can feel the love.
I don't need to make more friends. Dennis, you have a lot going on. Give us one of the 18.
One of the 18. That's a great question, Steve. We have made it 5 years being in business at First Sip Brew Box. We're super proud of that, since most businesses do not last 5 years. So we're happy to say
Wow.
we're still around. We're still kicking. And as far as, some really cool news, a lot of the folks out there may or may not know, I have been doing this full time for about 2.5 years now, living that entrepreneur broke life. And my wife is now welcomed into the broke life. She left her full-time job almost a month ago. A little over a month ago, and we still have a roof over our heads. It's crazy.
Yay.
Proof of concept that it works.
It's an accomplishment.
or we're just so stubborn. We're like, no, we will not die.
That's how you make it, though.
Yep. So we're doing it, and we're looking to hire our first employee, which is super exciting. It's going to be our intern that we've had over the past 10 weeks from the University of Pittsburgh. We're getting her right out of college, and we're proud to say our first employee is getting paid, over double the minimum wage that's out there. So she will be getting a livable wage that we're really proud to, be able to do. Who knows how long we can afford to do it, but we knew right out of the gate, that was important to us, especially the first person that we bring on. We want to be known as that small business that does what they can for their employees, that does what they can for their customers. But with those two things together, like eventually we will make it. But for all you folks out there listening on a Friday, as you should, make sure that you swing over to firstsipbrewbox.com, get your box. We did some pretty dope stuff this month. We hired a woman-owned artist firm, and they actually designed a really good hop character character for us with the shirt. And on the back of the shirt, we did it concert style with all the breweries that we've actually featured over the past 5 years.
Oh, nice.
And where they're located and stuff. So we're really happy with that. We got some limited edition, koozies that we've had done, water bottles for summertime, and maybe you sneak a beer in there and drink it in places that you may or may not should be drinking the brews. But that's, just some of the stuff that we have going on over here, Steve. Thanks for asking. I appreciate that.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congrats
so
on
much.
5 years. Also, you guys started, we talked previously on an episode with the Pittsburgh Diversity Council.
Yes.
And there was mention of the She Knows Beer initiative, and you guys are doing something in partnership with them for that. I know you're part of the Diversity Council, but also First Sip is doing something with them. So why don't you illuminate the folks as what's going on there?
Absolutely. So May 7th was Brew Day at Trace Brewing in Bloomfield, right outside of downtown Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And so the She Knows Beer collaboration, which is between the Pittsburgh Brewing Diversity Council, Trace Brewing, and Necromancer Brewing. And it's all about highlighting and celebrating women in beer, but also starting the conversation and building awareness around the struggles that they run into. And it's not just in the beer industry, but it all sparked as another member on the Pittsburgh Brewing Diversity Council. They're a front of house manager at a brewery, and a customer came in and they were trying to belittle and talk over her about beer. And she's like, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. And she gave them a super scientific answer that they didn't even know. But it's just one of those, things that happen all the time. And it's like, no, she knows beer. Her gender does not define her knowledge. And what we're doing with it, we're documenting that journey. We have a really dope trailer that we put together and hours of interviews that we have done. So we put the trailer out. It's on our YouTube channel. You can check it out literally go on any platform for First Sip Brew Box, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and just click our Linktree link, and you'll see a little tabby right there for YouTube. Click on that. It's one of the latest videos on there. It'll give you a nice, good taste about what we're doing and what's going on with it. And then after this, and now the important thing to notate, this is an ongoing series. This isn't just one beer collaboration. We already have the next 3 or 4 breweries already lined up, where every few months we're going to be keeping this conversation going, and we're going to continue to do collaborations to build awareness around She Knows Beer.
That's awesome. I can't even tell you how many times I've had guys try to tell me, oh, no, you want that. I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
Right. I literally saw this one once. They asked a lady in the beer industry, oh, do you know about Untapped? And before she can even answer, they're like, wait, let me tell you about it. It's like, bro,
it's infuriating. It's so infuriating.
Yeah.
And I have every single guy is just like, oh, well, you know what? You don't want something too dark or heavy. I mean, but you do not know me. Get the fuck away.
Right. But the beer itself, it's going to be a hazy IPA with a ridiculous amount of orange puree, just like a crazy amount of orange puree. So It's going to be a very vibrant, bright, citrusy New England style IPA. I'm excited to try it. It should be released by the end of May. Looking at canning it on the 26th or 27th of May. And then it should already be out on draft. But again, just follow the Pittsburgh Brewing Diversity Council on Facebook for updates, and also follow First Sip Brew Box. And we're going to be constantly posting updates on when you folks out there should be able to experience that collaboration.
That's awesome.
Right on. And speaking of beers coming out and beers that are already here, why don't we go back to the beers that we're drinking? Yes. Katie,
Nom, nom, nom.
why don't you?
I'm obsessed with the Lost Lot. I don't know, it's a double IPA from Hitchhiker. Hitchhiker tends to do IPAs pretty well, so I really can't complain. And also, this is my first of 3 IPAs because Adam's not here.
Got him.
Got him. His ears are itching somewhere.
Yes.
Probably because he cut all his hair off on there.
Oh no, he did.
Yeah.
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 Bald now.
It was such good hair. Why would he
Right.
do that?
It was good hair, and then he cut it before he went surfing. Before he went surfing.
So there was no thought involved, like zero.
Yeah, see?
And he's not like, he has no melanin at all in his skin. That boy is going to burn up. He's going to be crispy.
I'm sure he will be, but
I have no room to speak on this topic.
Well, you also wouldn't shave your head and then go where the sun is.
well,
No, I don't go where the sun is with hair.
He's not bald, Dennis. That's
I know.
No. He just
I didn't know
it's his
if you
normal
knew.
haircut. He just hasn't
Yeah.
had a haircut in a year. It's just that it was so drastic that I say he's bald.
Yeah, it's very, very close cropped. But I mean, he got rid of it before he went surfing.
Right. And that's
Since-
what we're making fun of, the lack
Yes.
of like thought behind there. And he was getting so close to just being able to, start a band or be in a band or
Right.
something.
He could have just stopped. He could have just lived on the beach. He didn't have
Yeah.
to come back.
But
But
the
now he
band
has-
he looked good.
No, now he has to come back because he just has, the normal khaki pants wearing haircut. So they got
Yeah.
to kick him. They're like, get out of here,
The-
square.
The band he was starting to look like he was a part of was Fish, and I'm pretty sure his job drug test. So it's not an option.
Can't do that.
Cannot do that at all. But
Dennis,
I'll dip
the
in-
Hellas, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. It was good. It is completely gone. And I know, as Steve will put it, it was not a beer, but guess what? I don't know any better. Like, it tastes like, if I did not know that it was an NA beer, I wouldn't have been able to tell. Like, it had all the characteristics I look for, and my mouth feels like, it had some of that hoppy punch to it. So I am tricked, and I liked it.
Yeah. That is the one thing we talked about on that episode, is that Hellas would be able to trick you. Like, you necessarily wouldn't be able to tell until you put down 2 or 3 and thought, hey, I'm not buzzed at all.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like going to a bar on New Year's Eve, you order 4 shots and you're like, these are watered up.
Yeah. Yeah, what is this trash? But coming back to me, the Sorbetto number 29 from Evergreen Brewing out in Camp Hill, PA. Yeah, it's good. I drank it all. But it's
I don't think that was ever up for debate, Steve. We knew
That
where
was
that
the
beer was
least
ending up.
Motivated I drank a beer ever.
yeah. It
was beer.
It was beer. Yeah. It just generally does not impress me. It's just a bunch of like fruits and candies all thrown in, but it doesn't create a flavor profile that's like consistent in any way or has like a cohesion, and it's not mimicking anything. So yeah, you don't really, I don't know. The beers like this don't terribly stand out to me. I don't always love them. It's not terrible.
It's just beer. It's just
Yeah.
beer. And, if it was that bad, I don't know. If it was absolutely garbage, Steve, would you still finish it or are you dumping it?
Oh, if it was absolutely garbage, I would still finish it.
I like how he started that so strong. If it was absolutely 6.5%, 6.5%. I'm finished.
I've heard him go on a rant about how much he hates the phrase drain pour. So
Yeah.
commits.
I never just throw anything out, even if I
Yeah.
don't like it. It's wasteful. And like there's at the professional level, you almost never find anything that's undrinkable.
Right.
It has to
It's just-
it has to be really like really fucked up.
Right, like an infection or like something got past some type of QC, or
Right,
maybe
exactly.
it was the can was punctured a little bit, all the CO2 escaped, and it's just
Yeah,
you're right. There's so much quality out there.
Yeah, and I've never run in. I know infections have happened in at other breweries, but I never to anything I've drank from a professional. So
Right.
I don't
100%.
drain pour. Yeah,
Yep. And that's
Don't
that
like 'em.
freelance life too, man. Like,
Yeah.
we just can't afford to drain
Oh,
pours
yeah.
like
Oh,
we
God,
need
no.
this.
I'm gonna get every drop out of this.
Steve actually developed a device that slices through the top of the can so he can get all the little droplets out.
Yeah, I take a little napkin and run it the inside of the can and then squeeze it.
Oh no, you got to get that as seen on TV knife that they used to cut through the aluminum can.
No,
You remember that?
yes, there's hundreds of them. I've actually,
So many.
yeah.
You
but-
own one.
I actually wish I owned a nice pair of like Japanese knives that like have the etching on them and are super
Those get
sharp.
so pricey, man. But
I know.
you could definitely, like, someone breaks into your house, they are what's for dinner. You just dice them up.
Jesus.
It's you. What are you eating? Hunan chicken.
Soylent Green.
Soylent Green.
People.
It's beyond meat, but yes. Oh, with that, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with segment 2. We're going to talk a little bit more about American Craft Beer Week and Pittsburgh Craft Beer Week. What could possibly be in the future. So stay tuned.
Yes.
Welcome back to episode 201 of the Hop Nation USA podcast. And it's still Steve in the Peanut Gallery. This episode, Adam's on vacation, enjoying his surfing times in the beach in North Carolina. And hopefully he knows well enough to come back with burial or be in trouble.
or be exiled.
Not exiled, just in trouble. He'll get a stern talking to.
Forever unclean.
But yes, we have
Gay league reference.
we have Dennis from First Sip Brew Box. Oh, we have Katie,
Cheers.
constant guest host, and we're now joined by Kelsey, other constant guest host.
Hello.
It's Kasey.
Casey's back.
If you're on the YouTube, Kasey is on the left side of your screen. Senis is on the right side.
Yes.
Dennis.
Dennis.
Senis.
Dennis.
Stennis?
Dennis.
Deve?
Deve, yeah.
Deve?
Ooh,
Deve. Devin.
Steven.
That sounds
Oh.
pretty serious.
I don't know if I like Devin. I don't know if I like that one.
Deve.
Deve's fine.
Stephanus.
Ooh.
Sounds like something you catch.
We'll workshop it. Yeah, Stephanus sounds like an infection.
Hit it
little
with
bit.
the penicillin.
Oh,
I go down
want
free clinic, got some of
microchips.
that Stephanus. So, got some of that Stephanus in there and it start dripping.
That sounds like something Adam would catch on the beach.
It's in buried in the sand.
he got sand in his Stephanus.
Stepped on a broken bottle and got some Stephanus in his foot.
Ooh.
All right. Let's get into the beers we're drinking for segment 2. And let's start with Kelsey since she's playing catch up.
I am. Again, we go to the mystery fridge because I have too much craft beer apparently, and I need to start drinking it.
What a problem.
I know, right?
Definitely a first world problem.
It is. This evening, I've pulled a maximum power IPA from our friends at Grist House.
Those
Neat.
are good.
Yeah. So it's going to be a nice little 7.3% beer, not 17%.
I
Um,
misheard.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, some Galaxy and Citra Lupo Max hops. So yeah, I think it's going to be delicious.
Awesome. While Kelsey pours that up, let's go to Katie. I know she's ready and going.
I have the Brew Gentleman Foshomo
Neat.
Oh,
8.2
Foshomo.
ABV IPA because this is an Adam-free episode, so I'm enjoying all of the IPAs.
IPA all May.
IPA May.
May PA.
IP May.
Ooh, you guys are good at this.
I mean, if you're listening to the
This back and forth is giving me Letterkenny vibes.
if you're listening to the Drink a Beer and Play a Game podcast, so they're doing no IPA May, but that's them.
Losers. More for me.
Yeah, that's them.
So you guys get mad. I don't want peanuts or peanut butter. That means more for you. Don't
This is
be
true.
mad.
But Katie, I'm going to join you right there with an 8.2% ABV. IBUs are what they're not listed on the Untapped, so I can't tell you. But I am drinking the Lollihop by Trogs out of there from the Middle Estate Net, and yeah, it has Mosaic and Azaka and Citra in the hop profile.
Nice. I enjoyed that one. That one was good.
You had that? You had it before,
Yeah.
Dennis? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I liked it.
I like it too. It's pretty big. It's pretty thick on the mouthfeel, but you get a lot of fresh hop notes in it.
Mm.
Oh,
And
So
yeah,
I like it.
I've had that, but it's been a while. But mine also was Mosaic.
yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
Mosaic fan.
yeah. We're doing twinsies. I've got Trogs. You got Brew Gentlemen, but it's Mosaics and 8.2s That's what they are. But yeah, good beer. I'm enjoying it. Trogs doesn't really do much wrong as far as it comes to IPAs. I don't think I've ever had a bad one from them.
Trogs doesn't do much wrong.
Yeah, unless you
Full
just don't like
stop.
a style.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. You have to just not like a style to not like a beer from Trogs.
That chocolate beer they had was so good.
Are you talking about the new Grand Cacao that they're putting out?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. I had that not too long ago.
So good.
What is this one?
The Grand Cacao.
It's,
So
it's melted chocolate in a beer bottle.
Yeah,
I need to find this beer.
Damn.
it's out there. Because it's replacing the Java Head Stout, right?
Oh, is it? Oh, I liked that one.
Yeah, they decided to not produce that in 12-ounce bottles anymore. So
Silly.
yeah, so they started doing this Grand Cacao, and then the Grand Cacao is pretty good though. So I'm
It's
into
really
it.
good. You're gonna like it.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta find it then.
Yes. Dennis, on to you. What do you have
Yes.
for us this segment?
Still on the NA train, Steve. Still enjoying a beer from Two Roots Brewing Company. This is their IPA Straight Dank. This one was a 2020 bronze winner for the non-alcoholic category at the Great American Beer Festival a year or so ago. And they apparently dumped a ton of Eureka hops and a splash of Comet hops in this West Coast style resiny IPA. Now, it definitely is reminiscent of a West Coast style. It's super crushable because it's an NA beer, but I would like to point out that not every NA, I don't think the alcohol specifically is what determines if a beer is crushable. It's, a little bit of the body, if it gives you more of that refreshing characteristics. But in comparison to the Helles, I am a bigger fan of the Helles. However, this is still a very good NA beer.
We do that one also.
Yeah, we did that one too.
Okay.
That was the one
Yeah.
I called a shitty IPA.
Oh,
Actually,
Oh,
I
I
think
mean-
that was everybody's bronze.
Yeah.
I'm still
My
enjoying it.
cat just
Yeah,
fell off
yeah,
the couch.
yeah.
My
Cats do
cats are
that.
circling.
I don't know if you guys heard a thud. But my
No.
cat just
No.
Cats do that. They're into that.
They're idiots.
They're stupid,
Yeah.
but we love them.
Kelsey, coming back to you just quickly about
Yeah.
your actual IPA.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to taste it and enjoy it a little bit?
No.
No?
Come on.
No.
Also in a lovely HopNationUSA glass.
See?
Cheers.
Wah, wah,
Kels.
wah.
Cheers.
Oh, damn it.
Dennis repping his own merch. The
Hey,
audacity.
Gotta do it.
I lifted my dumb glass into the background, and the background
Of the
is just
glass. Oh my goodness. That is just silly.
Nailed it.
That looks like you're just holding air.
That's a successful fail. It looks like I'm holding the glass when I do this.
You know what? This is just such a great beer from Grist House. Like it never disappoints. I feel like
That beer's so good.
it's just so nice. It's
I took a lot
crisp.
of those.
It's clean. I'm enjoying it.
I'm being sold. I actually have not had that one before.
Oh, it's like it's nice and citrusy.
Mhm.
But it's not like overwhelming citra. I think that's where it gets nice and balanced with the Galaxy. And it's just like you can tell it's an IPA, but it's not like that.
Okay.
I'm glad Dennis understood what that
Oh,
face
just-
meant.
I don't know
love
what
it.
adjective
So
goes with
animated.
that.
I don't
It's-
either.
Yeah.
I don't think we could pronounce it with a human tongue.
Yeah.
No. It's just the face you make when you get hot burned.
Yeah, it wasn't too much. Exactly. It's not a lot of hot burn. So it's just like smooth and it's enjoyable. And I'm
Good.
going to enjoy it.
Yeah. That speaks to the quality of Grist House as well. So
He knows what they're doing.
good deal. All right. Well, let's move on into the segment. And as we mentioned before, it's American Craft Beer Week. We're at the tail end, but it ran from May 10th to the 16th. So you have 3 days to kind of enjoy the purpose of the Craft Beer Week, which is to get you to go out and buy local. Really, I mean, there's not too many events I've seen going on this year because again, we're still coming out of the pandemic. But in general, you're just meant to go out, support local, drink local, because according to the campaign, local beer tastes better.
It does.
It does. I mean, it does. It's a
It is
fact.
definitely going to be fresher, without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Well, it's fresher, and 90% of it isn't going to taste like just stale crackers.
Right. I
Like,
guess it also depends on where you live. They could be using a lot of stale crackers in their beer, Steve.
Right, it could. It could. That's why I said 90%. I didn't say 100%.
It's pretty solid. Gave a 10% differential there. I like it.
I've had still some stale cracker beers from other places that were just like, local breweries, and it's like, I don't know why you made this. It's like, if I wanted this, I would pay, $1 cheaper for it.
Right.
But yes, still go out, support local. But for this segment, I asked everybody to go back and think about Pittsburgh Craft Beer Week, because we had, a lot of the bigger cities have their own craft beer week. In Pittsburgh, we had one for a number of years until it fell apart. And I heard rumblings that it was supposed to come back last year, but obviously that didn't happen. We had a lot of great events that went along with it, in that we had breweries that did specialty collaboration beers for the week. There were a lot of tap takeovers. There were a lot of other events that went on through the week. So I wanted to give this time for everybody to start pitching ideas if it possibly could be that Pittsburgh Craft Beer Week was coming back, or something of a different name. Wink to the people in the know. What events would you like to see come back with a Pittsburgh Craft Beer Week? And if anybody wants to go, they can. If not, I can throw one out.
Go for it.
Sure. All right. So I already mentioned how Pittsburgh Craft Beer Week had the collaboration beers, and they were done with like local artists. They were done between breweries. I believe like Phantom in the Attic, the comic book shop, had a couple of collaboration beers one year.
That place still open?
It is. That's
Yeah.
right by my house.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Don't believe it's in the Century 3 Mall anymore, unless they're literally haunting it.
R.I.P.
Maybe-
Century 3.
I thought they had another one over on.
I thought there was one on Craig Street.
Yeah. There are. The one on Craig Street is not Phantom in the Attic.
Okay.
That's I believe that's just Edie's or Ides. I forget it. But no, I believe Phantom also had a couple other locations, but they did have one
Yeah.
in Century 3, and yeah, they can either just be haunting Century 3, or they're consolidated to the single location. But
Shout out to our first Chick-fil-A in Pittsburgh, Century 3 Mall.
R.I.P. But yes, I thought about bringing it back in a different format, because collaboration beers, they take a lot of planning, and to get so many done within a specific week, it's always a strain on the brewers. And I know in general brewers don't always love collaboration beers, and they especially don't love being on a timetable. So my idea was to twist it to make a collaboration lunch combo.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes.
We
And
have arrived to the food section.
yes, to the food section. So part of the collaboration beers was I believe there was some sort of voting element where you could vote on the best beer of the week. And I believe there were other like more designated judges that also voted as well. What I would like to see is a local eatery and a brewery pair, and they pair their best sandwich and best pint.
That's such a great idea.
It's less hassle on the brewers, because they can just pick whatever's the best thing they have on tap at the time, or they can think ahead and rebrew a very specific beer that they like.
Right.
But it doesn't hassle them to like pair up with somebody who doesn't know a lot about beer and come up with a brand new recipe and do a whole bunch of other jumping through hoops. But they can also feature a local eatery, or even bakery if they want to, but just come up with a really good lunch combo, and then that gives people 5-10 days to visit every space and have a new lunch every every day.
I am
Dude,
so about that. This better happen now.
Gosh, can you guys imagine like a Millie's and like a Grist house or like a Hitchhiker collab, like putting their ice cream or like Leona's pairing with like Spoonwood or something?
Ice cream
So,
sandwiches are still
I can-
sandwiches.
Piggyback on this.
Yeah.
My thought, so probably like 2 or 3 years ago, I went to a dinner at Superior Motors, and it was all the menu items were ice cream based. So every course, whatever you got, came with a little dish of ice cream with complimentary flavors. And I thought it would be really cool if they did collabs, like not the brewer having to like adjust their beer for the collab, but the restaurant. So similar to what you were saying. So like incorporating that beer into a menu item. Or
Right.
doing like not just doing a pairing, but like the actual dish being prepared with the beer.
Right, because it's a lot easier for like a sandwich shop to go out and buy ingredients for the week if they know they're going to use like bacon jam for the week.
Yeah, but I mean, you can get places like Superior or any more independent type restaurant where they can actually do like a multi-course meal, like a prefix menu, like they do during like Pittsburgh Food Week or whatever the restaurant. What is that called?
Pittsburgh Restaurant Week.
Pittsburgh,
yeah.
So same thing where they could do a prefix like 3 or 4 course menu, but each serving would have some sort of beer worked into it. So that was my thought. I thought that would be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, again, it puts it more on just like it's easier for restaurants to adapt to the beer rather than adapting beers ahead of time. Yeah. Kelsey, did you have an event idea for the new Pittsburgh Craft Beer Week?
Yeah, I really liked when it was a thing, the tap takeovers, like just being able to go and just drink everything from like one brewery at like one spot that's not the brewery, but like I can get food there too. Yeah. So like Caliente would be like an example of, they took all the taps over.
Stevie no likey.
No, Stevie very likey because
I thought that was
no, that was a cum noise because
Jesus, you come
now
like
that's
a
a thing we
lumberjack.
know.
The one Caliente takeover I went to was all stouts.
Yes.
All stouts.
Oh, Steve Heaven.
So not only was it all stouts, but I also think they also did all of like the breakfast stouts and served like breakfast with them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm on board for that. Put me down
so like
for that.
I think like more of a breakfast and beer pairing at like some of the diners or places that do breakfast, like to go with your pairing idea, Katie. I think that would be really interesting. But like just bringing back tap takeovers and like, maybe it's not the ones that we're all used to sometimes. Like maybe it's some more of the startup breweries or breweries that, don't can yet. So it's like, or maybe are a little further outside the Pittsburgh area that like maybe you can't get to all the time, taking over taps in a city at this one designated, a designated location. So it's, getting the word out more, getting it on people's palates more readily, kind of just expanding and, really offering people a reason to, come check them out or like, hey, like, this is what we have going on, or like try to be a little more of the experimental stuff. So that's what I'd like to see. That and trivia. I also just
more
miss trivia. And
I
just miss trivia in general.
No,
sorry, Dennis.
It's okay.
And now with Dennis's.
But yeah, just to add on to what you were saying, Kelsey, though, I really like that idea because like having a spotlight, we've had so many breweries open up.
Right.
Like during the pandemic, and then there are so many that don't can yet. So I'm thinking like there's Acrospire, there's a new one, Arbitorium, that's opening up.
Where is that?
Oh, I'm not even sure where it's at. It's
heard
out of a
yet.
dude's garage.
Seems legit. I've gotten tattoos there.
Is that Ben? I think Ben Staffen. Maybe?
I can get more info in a minute, but
there's one opening up down the road from my house this spring. Like there's the one opening in Dormont this spring.
Yeah. The Dormont one.
Yeah.
So there's all these ones opening up. having a spotlight for them would be nice, especially if they can't can yet.
Right.
And yeah, it
Can't
definitely
can.
would can't
Can't.
but it would get
Can't
the
can yet.
yeah, it would get the word
candy
out on
man
them quicker.
can.
But yeah, Dennis, trivia. You had a trivia idea?
But with a little spin, because I do enjoy trivia, but I think what would be super dope if the breweries polled like their following, their platform on certain trivia ideas. And I think it'd be cool if, I'm a big anime fan. So if they kind of left it up to some of the folks out there that already follow the brewery and would support them, they kind of crowdsource the trivia topic, because I think trivia gets a little old for me because, there's the Friends trivia, Harry Potter trivia, regular trivia, and those are all fun. But I think if you came up with some really unique topics and put it out there for your platform to vote on, and then you created like a special beer out of it, so it's more of an event, so people are there enjoying that, and people are going to come out because they voted on it. So it's like, oh, I've never seen an anime trivia before, so I'm going to go out, I'm going to take part of it, and I'm going to drink some beer, because whichever topic that you choose, trust me, there's a big following for.
Yeah. I mean,
cool.
I immediately just thought of Shubrew could do a video game trivia night,
Retro game trivia.
Yeah, and then have like a pixelated IPA flight going.
Yep.
To go with that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I used to
like
do
that.
music trivia at the Beer Hive every Thursday.
Oh yeah, I think I've played that like once.
Yeah, we used to win every Thursday, and they'd give you a gift certificate, and we would use it the next week for taquitos, and then they stopped making taquitos, so we stopped going.
Yeah, Kelsey and I know
story.
that game.
Know that game really well.
Kelsey and I have played that game at Rock Bottom for a while, and then
the Hop House.
Hop House, yeah, that was the
In
one up on
Greentree?
Noblestown.
That's like 2 minutes from my house.
So
That's
Hop
a
House still
Caliente
there?
now, by the way.
I've
Steve.
never been
Nice.
there. That's it. Wait, there's a Caliente 2 minutes from my house.
Yeah, I think the Hop House is going to become a Caliente.
I did hear about
Dope.
that.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
Dope. I'm into
I could
it.
walk there in like probably 10 minutes if I wanted to.
It's uphill. So
It's uphill.
Ooh.
That's why
I'll
it would
walk
take
home.
10
I'm not
minutes.
walking
Yeah.
there. I don't
Yeah.
do hills anymore.
Yeah, Steve and I have played that game now twice.
Good
Yeah,
location.
we've-
I can walk to Mindful. I can walk to Riley's. I can walk to the what meadery do I have? There's one down the street.
Apis.
Apis.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a meadery. Yeah.
Yeah, you can walk to Apis. You can walk to Quantum if you can walk to Apis.
Yeah.
I have walked to Quantum.
And then you can just walk to Bacon, because why not?
I've walked to Bacon.
Back on.
I've
Yeah.
done all of this.
But that's
And
my
I
idea.
have a scoops.
I like that idea, Dennis. I think tailoring trivia will get people out, and people like
Right.
trivia. sure
Especially
people would-
different trivia, not the the same
Right.
question, like random across the whole spectrum questions.
Yeah.
Things that maybe a niche of your current followings like super pumped about. You imagine wrestling trivia. You know how many people would come out for that, and everyone that's coming out for wrestling trivia is going to drink like a ridiculous amount of beer.
Well, I mean, between you and I, Dennis, we know how many brewers are into wrestling.
Yep.
Yeah, how many
Yep.
brewers would just come out for wrestling trivia
Yeah,
night?
you have 412 brewing right like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Let's do
See,
this.
yeah, that's where you hold it. You hold it at 412, hosted by Adam Zane. But like,
Oh, the
Smart.
announcer.
Yeah.
No, that would
Yeah.
be good.
Smart.
how do you not?
All right, First Sip Brew Box is going to be sponsoring the event. Just we're doing it.
If and when it happens,
They don't know this yet, but
They will. I was just hanging out with Adam yesterday. He better say yes.
he's not, you told him it's wrestling based. He's not going to say
He's
no.
He's doing it. Steve will be there too. I know.
sure, probably.
I don't know anything about wrestling, but I do know
Neither.
Kurt Angle, so I'm in.
I sold Kurt Angle a computer a few times. I was his nerd at Best Buy. He would only trust me to like sell. It's crazy. That guy, he nice guy, but he had this like, I don't
Such
want
a
to say like
nice
fetish,
guy.
but he loved like super tall black women. So every time he came in, he had a new supermodel with him. I guess that's
Interesting.
probably when his career was doing very, very well.
That's different from what his wife is. His wife is like a short Italian girl.
Gigi's not that short.
She's not.
I don't think she's
No,
that short.
Gigi's like 5'8", which is fairly decent.
Wait,
for a
when did he
lady.
get married? Because I
Oh.
hope I'm not putting him on blast.
Oh, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
Okay.
He and Gigi have been together for probably like 8 or 10 years.
This may predate that.
It
Yeah.
definitely predates that because I know specifically who you're thinking of. You should
Yeah.
Google it. There's some stories that go with that girl.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Also, Kate, you have to remember I'm 6'6", so anything under 6 foot is short to me.
That's true.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But
Yeah.
like I'm 5'3" if I stand up real tall in the right shoes.
Yeah, and you're short to me too. I
I'm
don't-
short to everyone.
I don't stop calling women short until they're like volleyball players.
Fair.
Yeah.
But the average woman is like 5'5" or 5'6"
Yeah.
for height. So
Yeah.
Gigi is above average.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5'8".
Get
Who are
it?
you?
Made it.
I'm 5'8" in the right shoes. Look, okay.
I'm 6 feet. I'm over 6 in the right shoes. You know, whatever.
I have those shoes too.
Now this is the woman's shoe segment. We're gonna get a lot of like.
Listen, we're
fetish
doing
people
shoe
listening
trivia.
to
I'm
this
fucking
segment.
in.
Shoe trivia. Casey's gonna rule. Like no
Done.
one. Let's just go.
Done.
I think that's gonna attract the wrong people. You're gonna get a bunch of guys showing up. Is this
Good
where you
stuff.
get the feet pics?
If you're paying me, it's fine.
Yo, shit.
This is where you guys are talking about shoes.
I don't have an OnlyFans.
You know, all the
we'll
what's
talk.
his Married with Children, all the Al Bundys.
You're not on Feet Finder.
I almost
it's
said the
fine.
Ted Bundys, and I feel like that's definitely not the
That's
right
a whole
person.
different direction. I've
That's
genuinely
a different trivia.
I've genuinely considered being Peg Bundy for Halloween. Like all I need is a leopard print like leotard and a lot of
When you
Awesome.
said
Just
that,
do it
I
up.
definitely thought of something else. So yeah, go with what you're saying.
all right, let's have it.
No,
go.
that means something totally different, but no, I don't want to talk about it on this podcast is semi-family friendly.
Oh, it's-
That is
No, it
some
isn't.
dark BDSM stuff.
Steve gets racist every other episode.
No, he doesn't.
I don't get racist. I do not.
Okay, you define making fun of Irish and Italians.
Irish and
Oh.
Italians are not a race. Those are whites, and I can get at them because I'm white.
He's culturist.
That's right.
Ethnocentric? What do you want to call that?
Xenophobic.
Almost like Steve can't be
Xeno-
racist. He has a black
Xenophobic.
friend.
Okay, Steve gets xenophobic
Yeah.
every few episodes.
Xenophobic, jingoist. Those are all acceptable. Not
Steve's like,
racist.
I fit in all those holes. Which
I'm
brings us
not
back
racist.
to pegging.
Regardless, not a real family-friendly episode. So if you're gonna stick your foot in your mouth, Dennis, this is
Yeah.
your moment.
No, that's a
Not a
whole
family
nother Pornhub category.
No, Dennis heard the word pegging, and obviously his brain went
If we're
somewhere
doing
else.
Pornhub trivia, I'm out.
I'm in.
It's just, that would actually
I'm not
be...
saying I won't go. I'm saying I won't win.
I will.
Steve, that would be quite the thing for a Hop Nation USA to hang their hat on, a Pornhub trivia. Like,
Just fetish
trophy.
trivia, even like all the.
Let's be
Adam's
honest,
gonna come
guys-
back. Adam's gonna come back and listen to this episode. It's like y'all went off on racism, xenophobia, and then Pornhub. What to
Steve-
what?
Steve's like,
He
never
won't listen.
racism. He
I know
won't
he won't.
listen.
Yeah,
I know he
fine.
won't.
You won't listen. All right.
Oh.
I got one more thing to add to this possible Pittsburgh Craft Beer Week, just to
Do it.
turn us back into what we're talking about and away from all the silliness. I thought so. Originally, Pittsburgh Craft Beer Week was held in April. However, if Pittsburgh Craft Beer Week comes back, if it came back in 2022, it would be the perfect time to move it to June. Because in June, we are getting Homebrew Con.
What?
Yes. I don't know how many people know about this because it's actually really hard to find the fucking info on. I saw it.
Wait, how do you know it then?
Yeah.
So I saw it mentioned in passing on a Facebook thread, and then I went and did my own digging, and it's on the FAQ site for the HomebrewCon. So HomebrewCon is virtual this year for 2021, but
Understandably.
June 23rd to the 26th, I believe, It's Thursday to or 25th. It's Thursday to Saturday in June. Pittsburgh gets to host HomebrewCon.
Now, is that open? Like, Kelsey and I aren't brewing.
Yeah.
Can we
Right.
show up and drink?
I believe you can.
We're there.
Yeah.
Done
Sold.
and done.
Done.
I mean, I
me
believe
up.
that. Yeah, I believe anybody who isn't brewing is allowed to show up and just sample it like an expo. You just got to buy tickets to the event. And then I believe anybody who is brewing just kind of gets in for free and gets to drink. But yeah, it's full of like homebrew resources, and it's full of homebrewers from across the country, because there's the judging portion of it, in which if you're, I think you have to medal at like a BJCP homebrew event.
Okay, so it's like you have to qualify just to get in there.
I think so. I think so.
Okay. So I was going to say, Kelsey, we have 13 months to figure out how to brew beer.
No. You can still get in just to drink, but all of the beers
Let's
you'll
do
be
it.
drinking will be from award-winning brewers.
Got it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
So,
Katie, I think we
so
still
Tom's
have-
going to be there.
Oh,
Could be.
without a doubt.
could be.
Without a doubt.
If he gets his act together, and hopefully he's listening to this to realize that HomebrewCon is coming.
He's too busy fucking exercising every goddamn day. Have you seen those posts? It kills
Yo,
me.
he was like doing push-ups on a swing set. I was like, my man, we are too old to be doing that. Do you know how easy it is for your shoulder to pop out? But he was doing it.
He wasn't in the military. His body's not degrading at the same rate that your
That
body
is-
and my body is
That
degrading.
is true. I see people out there like doing sports. I was like, my knees are
Doing
built for that. anymore.
Can't do that.
Like just doing sports. I was like, no,
Sports.
these knees ain't made for that.
I can't do a sport. I'll refuse.
I can do bowling, which is aired on ESPN, so it counts.
I could
It
barely
counts.
do that. So
Yeah.
back when Brutal was around, I think Steve may have been there. They were doing like some pre-event bottle
Brutal?
share, and I went up
Oh,
to bowl.
Brutal.
My finger got stuck in the bowling ball, and I flew off balance, and that's when I realized where my life was at the time, because I'm sliding down the lane on my back, just looking at the ceiling, and then just like my arms in the gutter.
Is there a video of this, and
Yes.
could you post it on Instagram?
No. God,
I need to
no.
find we need to find this video.
It definitely happened, and it was front of like all the brewers and everything. And then I was like, "It's my life. It's okay. It's all right. We're having a good time."
Yeah, that's pretty early on in First Sip's career. So
I
yeah,
was like, "You're
good way to introduce
one or
yourself to
two?"
everybody. But no, I wasn't there. Because I was too early in Hop Nation's career to be invited to such a thing. So yes,
Just a baby.
just a
A
baby
baby.
It's a
podcast.
wee lad.
So does anybody have any other events that they would like to add to Pittsburgh Craft Beer Week, the Resurrection, Part 2?
I would like to throw. They liked when they did on the main page, they had certain breweries take over for a day or part of the day to like post like cool stuff of what they're doing.
Mhm.
I think it would be pretty cool if when the breweries jumped in, they did like maybe a giveaway or maybe some more interactive content instead of just like, hey, here's my brewery. And it's like, well, we knew you were there. Like a little bit more of that engaging type of content I thought would be kind of neat, because I did like the idea of different breweries jumping on that main centralized page every day.
Mhm. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So-
the one thing that I thought that would also be cool is if they came back with like lectures and like some of the educational stuff.
Mm.
Like maybe put on something about like how to become a cicerone at a brewery, and then they'll scream cicerone.
Maybe ask Brian Reed and he'll do that if it's possible. But hopefully we can see some sort of return to the celebration of Pittsburgh craft beer, because I thought even I don't know what the behind the scenes was, and obviously it wasn't great because it
Right.
stopped, but hopefully we can see something rise anew in the future. I'm not saying that with a wink or anything at all. But maybe they'll take some of these suggestions as well.
But also maybe
Yes.
just check the local news around
Yeah.
October.
Oh yeah, maybe, just
Maybe.
maybe. Or listen to the podcast next week. But yes, With that, though, let's jump back to the beers that everybody's been drinking this segment. I'm going to start with myself because I can just go pretty quickly. I had the Trogs Lollihop. It's an 8.2% double IPA that is dry hopped with Mosaic, Citra, and Azaka. It's a fantastic beer. It's well made. It's well balanced. You get a lot of citrusy notes, but overall, it's a nice, easy drinking beer. And actually, it's kind of hard to notice that it's 8.2%. So yeah, I'm here for it.
I'm
Yeah.
here for it.
Mine's the same way. The Brew Gentleman Fashomo. It's a 8.2 double IPA with Mosaic hops. Same thing. It's pretty well balanced, pretty easy to drink. You would not know it's 8.2 until it snuck up on you.
Yeah, I mean, I only have a 7.3, but I don't think you would know if this snuck up on you after a few. Again, the maximum power from Grist House. It's a nice New England IPA, Citra hops, Galaxy hops, delicious.
Yes, I guess it's my turn. I'm only doing a 0.5%. However, I thought it was definitely a super drinkable brew. I see what you guys were saying as far as comparing it to a lot of other IPAs. The Hellas definitely crushed it for me in comparison to this guy. But I think if you're still trying to get some of that reminiscent of an IPA, this isn't a bad option. But what caught me off guard was this is still 120 calories. I thought most of the calories came from the alcohol. Like, damn.
That's what Steve said.
That's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, we
Too
brought
many
that up.
calories for no alcohol.
You know, but so that makes me think like how many calories are in like those milkshake IPA? I don't even want to know.
Oh,
It's
200,
probably
200 plus. It's easy.
Listen, if you're drinking a beer at abjuration, it's best not to ask.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those though.
Yeah.
Abjuration's
Just-
4 minutes away from my house. I gotta drink them.
Yeah, there's no way that sorbetto I had wasn't under 240 calories.
Bro, they just throw in Oreos, other random.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm counting calories, but after this, my wife made a pie, so I'm gonna go eat me some raspberry blackberry pie,
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh,
and then go
Ooh.
to the gym. I'm gonna
I'm sorry.
carb up.
I'm sorry,
Wait.
where do you live again?
yeah. Where are you, Dad?
good old Crafton.
He'll be
Well,
he'll-
it's
he'll
actually
be out of the
Fairywood,
house
but no one
soon.
knows Fairywood.
I know Fairywood. You're like
Very
7
few
minutes
people.
from my
Yep.
house. I will be there.
You're a little far.
Dennis and I are
haven't
going to
had dinner
share a
yet.
block on the next segment.
Hey, let's do it.
He'll be out of the house, so you can go get some of that pie.
Sammy's like, who is the strange woman in my house? Why is
she
she
just
here?
wants pie. She's like, wait,
It's
what?
not a big deal. It's not sexual. I just want
Give
pie.
her, yeah. I was gonna say it's a whole nother category, but she wants pie. But I was like, look, I mean, she's having a tough time right now in life. Give the woman a slice of pie.
And with that, as
Pity
Katie plots her great pie heist, we're gonna move into the third segment, and I have a little bit of a game for you guys prepared.
Oh, good. I get to
Good.
lose something.
I
Yes.
can
Oh,
lose
yeah.
something too.
To be fair,
Well,
we all
it's-
lose. It's Steve's game.
It's not a win or lose game. It's episode 201 of the Hop Nation USA podcast, and it's everybody but Adam this episode.
Yeah.
yeah.
Party
Yes.
time.
I'm still Steve, and Dennis is still Dennis.
Woo,
Katie
woo.
is still Katie, and Kelsey is
Oh.
still Kelsey, and we're all here to talk about beer and have a good time on this 201st episode of the Hop Nation USA podcast. And with that, let's jump into the beers everybody's drinking this segment. Anybody want to go first?
I got it. In my Hop Nation USA class,
Yes.
I have the Route 19 ESB from Monday's Brewing. It's a extra special strong bitter 5.5 40 IBU, and it is delicious.
Nice.
Nice. I'm still rocking the same maximum power from segment 2. I'm doing a 1 beer night. I'm real sorry.
Maximum
I respect that. As somebody who has to get up in 10 hours.
I got-
Get work in 10 hours. I get up
I
in
still have to work tonight after this. So
I'm gonna throw this out before Steve throws me under the bus. You said you're having a 1 beer night. Steve's thinking, well, it's one more than Dennis. So
well, it is
Yeah.
one more than you, Dennis. So
I guess with that, I'll just slide into mine.
Dennis threw up that shield.
I did. I knew it. That's
Don't
so
come
down.
for me.
But I'm dipping into from Hop Tea, which is a company that we featured in our brew box months ago. They actually do a really dope hop tea. This one is the black tea called the really hoppy one. It actually has 0 calories, so I'm okay with that. But they put so much Simcoe and Citra in here. It is absolutely ridiculous, and a little bit of caffeine. Little 70 milligrams of caffeine on there, and you definitely smell it. You smell all the hops on there. It's definitely gives you everything that you're looking for. And they brew everything in an actual brewery as well, which is super cool. So they're still paying homage to the roots of beer.
So let me ask you, Dennis, if you happen to possibly know this. I see on the can it says black tea.
Yes.
Does it say what kind of black tea? Like, is it a more of a Earl Grey, or is it like an English breakfast, or what?
Good question, Steve. As far as the ingredients are concerned, they're just listing organic black tea, but hop tea. If you enjoy fresh, hoppy IPAs, you will love the intense hop flavor aroma complemented with just the right amount of bitterness. It does not say what type of. And I'm unfortunately I'm not the biggest tea connoisseur. I can't tell you one way or another, Steve.
No
I
problem.
thought black tea was a type of black tea.
Black tea is also, I guess, kind of a black tea.
Like I thought, like there was one that didn't have an additional designator. That it's just
possibly
black tea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know my tea well
sure.
enough.
I don't know. There's so many varietals of black tea that might be true as well. So I'm not the biggest connoisseur. I do like my teas though.
Well, you'll find
usually
out soon enough, Steve, because I will make sure that you get some.
Okie doke. Yeah.
Because usually if I buy like loose tea, like if I go to like Allegheny Coffee and Tea, like I look for black tea, and they have one that is just labeled like separate from breakfast or Earl Grey or whatever. It's just black tea.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
OG.
maybe just black tea is a varietal of black tea, because like I have a black tea right now that is I have one that's lapsang, which that's smoked black tea. But then I have
that is so you.
yeah. Oh, it fucking rolls. But I also have it's toasted coconut black tea.
Oh,
That
yeah.
sounds really good.
It is. Yeah. It's nice.
Steve is a connoisseur of sorts.
Oh yeah, I'm a beverage connoisseur. Like I don't know how many times I've said it on the show for sure, but I'll put it right on record now. I'm a beverage connoisseur. It's not just beer. It's tea. It's root beers. It's sodas.
Ooh, craft sodas, man.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother category.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
do root beer.
It gets fun.
Yeah.
It's a brain scar. I'll tell you the story if you want to know.
I think you've actually told your root beer story before.
Probably.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
I can't tell you what episode, but it's somewhere in the archives.
It's in
It's on
the
one of the
archive.
episodes that Katie was on.
Yeah. So go back and listen to every episode that Katie was on and figure out what her root beer brain scar
seems
is.
like there's a lot, but there's not that many.
There was more than 10.
There's probably like 10 or 12, but when we're on 201,
Yeah.
it's not that many.
Scattered, they're peppered in.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Well, you got to think we did 50 episodes without even having Dennis. So, damn.
Wow.
Wait, how many episodes have I been on?
Oh, you're on a bunch, but I'm just saying you weren't on until like episode 52 or 53 or
Right.
something like
Okay,
that.
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Where are we at quantity wise? How many's Kelsey been on?
Probably a little bit more than you. Well, Kelsey was actually on episode 9 because she was
It
on.
was.
That was when we were trying to find a wedding beer for Kelsey because
Yes.
she wasn't even married at the point. But yeah,
I
4
remember
years
listening
coming
to
up.
that and not realizing that it was you. I do. I remember that because then later after I figured out that it was you, and I was like, oh, that's my Kelsey.
Yeah, I know that Kelsey. Wait a second. I know that Kelsey. There aren't
And-
that many Kelseys.
And Bubba's been on what, like 5 or 8?
yeah, he's been on less than 10.
Yeah.
He doesn't come on enough.
Wait, has Kelsey outdone Sam at this point?
Probably not.
There
again,
was
Sam-
a solid like 6 or 7 months where I thought Sam wasn't even a real person.
Well,
I thought Steve and Adam made him up because I kept coming on episodes and they were like, well, Sam's not here. And I was like, yeah, I don't even think he's
yeah,
real.
for a while, Dennis was on every episode. Sam wasn't. So
Because Dennis outdone Sam.
no, I still don't think, because again, it's just a whole 50 episodes that Sam was on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
so-
I wonder if I'm getting close to the 50 mark of episodes.
I don't know. I
I'm
don't
gonna
keep count. Somebody keep count.
I
Someone keep count. None
I
of us,
was
like,
keeping
we're
count.
lazy.
Actually, that was what I was doing with my pandemic, was tracking every episode and every beer drink. And then
It's a good activity.
yeah.
Just get a
So-
lot in. So here's another one for you to track there, Katie. I'm drinking the Empire Brewing Company Black Magic Irish Coffee Stout.
I want that. So when it says
I want
Irish
that.
coffee stout, it implies that there is a hint of whiskiness to it.
Is that whiskey barrel blended? Does it say?
That is what it says, Kelsey.
I want
can read.
that.
I
Would you
want
buy that?
I bought it at JR's.
Always
Done.
JRs. They have
After work
everything.
tomorrow. Done.
Yeah, it's
Someone
only,
want to get me one?
it's only
I
like
got you.
it's only like $3 a can too. Not bad.
Nice. That's a
But-
can?
Yeah.
That does
Yeah.
not look like a can.
Photo wise, that looks like a solid bottle. Like just
Yeah.
the top of it's cut off.
Right.
but-
Yeah. It's cut off at the very top of the can, but
Done.
yeah,
Fucking
it
done.
is-
Harold's gonna want that too. Ooh, yeah.
you hope you can find some. I hope it's not all gone because
When'd you
it's
buy
so
it?
good.
The way Steve said it,
Not
it's
too
like he
long
bought
ago.
the rest that was there.
I don't remember a whole lot when I was buying it, so I don't know how many are there.
I might call before I drive there. Though.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, there's going to be something there that you're going
To be fair.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
there's going
okay.
to be other things there that you're going to want.
Well, here's the other side of it: is I bought this in the mix of 6,
Oh.
so it's
Oh.
possible that you can just buy it as like a 4 or a 6-pack on its own.
Yeah.
And that might still be available to you.
Okay.
I bought it a couple weeks ago, but it is a 7% alcohol whiskey barrel blended Irish coffee stout, and like on the nose you get the whiskiness of it,
Nice.
but drinking it, it's super smooth. And this show runs on coffee stouts, so
This show actually, JR's needs to pay up a little bit. The Hop Nation. Steve is shouting them out like every other episode. They got to at least hook you up with some brews, man.
I have never pushed or pursued any of the distributors, because I mean, if anybody who's listened to the show knows that we frequent 4 on the regular of JR's Vintage, Creekside,
Vintage,
Mhm.
Creekside, House of Brews.
House of Brews. Yeah,
House
those
of
are the,
Brews side would be down for sure.
yeah. But I never pushed any of
Creekside's
them.
kind of been on the show.
Yeah, they've been on the show, but that's because they've really been killing it with their game.
They are. They're killing the social media too, and I think
Yeah.
that's what you have to do these days.
But yeah, I've never tried to push them. But if anybody's listening and would like to sponsor us in any way, I'm not going to say no.
I will sponsor you with moral support
That's good. Thank you.
and the
Katie.
occasional beer.
I appreciate
That's
it.
good because this show
Appreciate it.
needs more morals.
I
Yeah.
can sponsor you in liquor.
I also will take sponsorships in liquor.
I
Although
don't think
Rick's,
you can see. No, you can't see
Yeah.
my liquor.
Yeah.
There's 2 full crates of liquor behind me. One of them is just scotch.
So basically, if you want to sponsor and
Half
give
of them are
Steve
from
anything,
Scotland.
he will take it.
yes. Oh yeah. I live below the poverty line, so yes, I will take anything that you want to give me.
You say that like it's an accomplishment, like half of America isn't doing that right beside you.
Whoa, Steve's a veteran at doing it.
Yeah.
He's been doing it before it was cool.
I've been doing it way before the pandemic. I've been doing it way before it was cool.
Steve predates tiny houses.
Exactly.
Well,
I've been poor
Jesus.
forever. Everybody else can zip it. But all right, let's move into segment 3.
Yes.
And it's episode 201. We celebrated 200. We've been at this for 4 years, and I decided I wanted to resurrect a segment that, since Adam wasn't here, I thought it would be a fun thing to do with you guys.
What am I gonna lose?
You're not losing anything. There's no losing on this one.
Oh,
There's
Beerify?
yeah, it's a Beerify. Good. Katie listens to the
Oh.
show. How about that?
Wow, we haven't done this in so long.
I know. We haven't done this in so
Beerify is
long.
the only thing I can't lose.
Right. So yes, I decided to bring back Beerify it, and I'm actually not going to participate that much because what I want you guys to do is actually go back and redo a Beerify it recipe that Adam, Sam, and I did very early on.
Oh.
So one of the very early episodes of Beerify it, which for people who don't know is where I have a prompt and I ask for people to come up with a homebrew recipe that, you know, we can possibly post later on the
This isn't
website.
The one with the hot dogs, is it?
Not the one with the hot dogs.
Okay.
I remember the hot dog one.
That was
No, no.
not good.
No. What I want you guys to do, though, is I want you to come up with a homebrew recipe or a homebrew beer to represent tailgates. We did tailgates very early on, but I
thought that was the hot dogs.
No, that was
No.
no. That was something else. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't the hot dogs because the tailgate one was our peach wheat beer. That was our Pittsburgh Pirates tailgate beer.
Okay.
Hot dog beer was something else. I'll look it up maybe if I can find it. But yeah, I want you guys to go back and redo our tailgate homebrew because we're coming out of the pandemic, and I think that's going to be one of the very first things that a lot of people get into as a group activity because it's outside, because it's getting warmer. You know, I think a lot of people are going to start hitting up tailgates, and you know, we're also talking about like beer fests mostly aren't coming back until September. So I want you guys to think about what would be a good tailgate beer. And the only caveat is you can't do a peach wheat beer because we already did that.
I mean, I think tailgate beer like needs to be something that you can just drink the whole time you're there. It has to be like has some flavor, but also like not super heavy. Those are my thoughts.
I feel like there should be some sort of apple influence
Oh, that could be interesting.
because, like, all American apple pie, baseball.
Yeah.
My dog keeps farting, by the way, and I just need you guys all to know that because I'm suffering right now. It's not good.
Don't think dog farts are going to help you out.
Don't put dog farts in the beer.
Don't
Okay.
put dog farts in the beer.
No dog
guess-
farts in the beer.
Like what kind of base?
If anybody
would-
out there has a pit bull and you guys know what pit bull farts are like,
Oh,
they feel my pain.
I mean, I'm pretty good at knowing what farts are like, so I can only imagine.
Are they hot dog
No,
farts?
they're extra. They're extra. They're above and beyond.
So are we each coming up with our own recipe, Steve? Is what
You
you're
can do
saying?
that if you want to. If you can all collaborate together, if you all have ideas. If you know, if
Casey,
you
do you want to, Katie, do you want to collaborate and make it a Casey collaboration?
Stop. Collaborate. Listen. Casey's
It's back.
brand new Avengers.
Ocean.
My brain says something. I don't like what's tailgating is an inherently American concept
Yes, it is.
because I've spent a lot of time in Germany and
Right.
that
They don't
doesn't
tailgate.
happen there.
No, it's very American.
I feel like most of like soccer, like not tailgates, but like the culture for soccer is like hanging out in a pub, getting drunk, and then walking to the stadium.
Also while drinking on your way to the stadium.
Right.
No, the same thing happens in general in most of the UK because Gaelic games are pretty much the same way, but like I play, so it's different, but like you play your match and then you drink.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's not tailgating because it's usually the bulk of the drinking is after the fact. And tailgating is a precursor.
It's a pregame. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
but
do we want
the
this to-
concept in general is American. So
So
probably
hot
like
dogs it is.
yeah. So hot dogs,
hot dogs?
definitely hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
My brain goes American like apple pie. Definitely a type of ale.
Yeah, I think an ale. Like, I don't think, unless we want this to be a tailgate to remember, where your sole goal is to get real messed up before the event, so
I
you don't
honestly
have to
thought
buy
that
any
was
beer in
every
there.
I did
tailgate.
that once, and
Maybe
then
I've
I
been doing it
was-
wrong.
Yeah, I did that once, and then I was politely escorted out of Hinesfield.
Oh God. What popped
And
into
when
my
I said,
head?
"Why am I getting kicked out?" and the woman said, "I'm not kicking you out. I'm just politely escorting you to the exit." And I went, "Oh, so I've been politely escorted out of Hinesfield."
That's awesome.
In the nicest way possible, you've been asked to leave.
I was kind of thinking like a session IPA with like a lemonade kind of vibe to it. Like you
Mm.
still get that hoppy backbone, that citrusy taste, but lower in ABV. Probably I would shoot for probably about 6%. Like I want it to still have a little bit of alcohol in there. And it has to be above that 4% mark for Steve, or else he's just out there throwing cans at people.
Mhm.
See,
So I
that
don't know,
gives me
it's kind of like, some lemon drop hops, obviously.
that
know?
gives me like midsummer baseball vibes, but you can also tailgate football,
Right.
Right.
and that does not give me November vibes.
Like, yeah, November vibes, I'm getting more of like a lager or like more of an ale or something a little,
Yeah, or November vibes is more like brown ale,
yeah.
some sort of more robust flavor.
Maybe we have a second variant that comes out on the season.
Yeah,
If you guys want to put out a series, and if you guys want to put something out for the 3 major teams in Pittsburgh, I'm not going to tell you no.
do people tailgate hockey?
I've tailgated hockey.
I've tailgated
Okay.
hockey.
So yes.
My cat's name is Phil Catzel. I don't know what that counts for.
Love it.
Counts for hat dogs.
What are you doing?
And we've come full circle.
Yeah.
So
I
are
mean,
we
if-
actually constructing a beer, Steve? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm
We're
a
going to
little-
construct
what do
3
we do?
beers
What do we
because we're
do?
going to
Yeah,
do
you're-
3 sports and 3 tailgates. So we've got definitely our Pirates summer beer.
Yeah, that
The lemon is on
session.
point.
That sounds
Session
great,
IPA
Dennis.
with lemons.
Your lemon
Ooh.
session IPA is your Pirates beer.
Yeah.
And then so
I don't want to go heavy on the hops for that though.
No.
Right. I want to keep it light.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I want us to add it late in the boil, a bunch of lemon drop hops late in the boil, so that way it adds more to the aromatics. So that way I want you to know like we're playing around with some citrusy goodness inside of there. But you're right, to where it's not going to be super bitter. So we'll just time
Yeah.
it.
I don't want it overpowering because it's tailgate. So you're crushing a few of them before you go inside paying $14 per
Yeah.
beer. So
You're
you
crushing
don't
a
want
few
it
of
to be
them.
something that's going to burn your palate out.
Right. You're playing beer in a minute. You're playing beer pong with them. You're doing maybe flip cup. You're doing
Why am I not tailgating with Kelsey more often? What the fuck?
I don't know.
you're playing cornhole.
Kelsey knows how to do it right. I don't know why.
Obviously, I'm hearing that right now.
Stay tuned. There might
I'm
be
on
something.
point with Flip Cup, by the way. I got that.
That's my
locked
worst
in.
game. That's my worst game. Can't.
I'm gonna take his spot locked in.
Yeah. Any flip cup game, Katie is my representative.
I got you.
It's Steve's proxy.
Yeah.
On point.
On point. So yeah.
That's some
Okay.
deployment shit right there. You're stuck in the middle of nowhere, Phil. You got some flip cup. I don't know why we keep cups on airplanes, but we do.
You got him. All right. So you have your Pirates lemon session IPA.
All right, it's done. Steelers, I would like to explore this apple brown ale.
apple brown.
I'm
Like
down
a-
with that.
Yeah.
Apple brown
just-
Betty.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
you
little
can throw a little
cinnamon.
bit of cinnamon in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cinnamon.
But like light. I don't want it to be like a dark syrupy thing because you're still tailgating.
Right.
Yeah,
can't
brown
be
ales,
too
they're gonna
heavy.
be
Yeah.
a little light.
Yeah, you can push a brown ale more towards the end of a ESP.
Somewhere between like 5.5 and 6.5.
Right.
Yeah.
You can push them back almost like the ESP you're drinking right now.
ESBs are terrible. Don't drink them.
Oh, why would you ever do that?
I'm fucking obsessed. It gives me like if Old Speckled Hen finally got its shit together. That's the vibe I'm on right now. If that makes any sense to anyone.
It does. It really does.
Okay.
I mean, as a person who's drank Old Speckled Hen, just because I was
That shit legit is better in London. I'm not fucking with you. That shit is better.
I totally
in-house.
believe it. I totally
But
believe it.
It's so like even whenever it's like just that lukewarm cask temperature, like it's really fucking good. And then this is just like we stepped our game up.
So I definitely had Old Speckled Hen just like when I was collecting international badges on Untapped.
Oh, when you cared about Untapped.
Yeah, when I gave a shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
so
20 years ago.
Yeah, so I definitely had it then and wasn't a big fan, but I understand.
I like it. I don't dislike Old Speckled Hen. It just
I
it
feel
can be
like,
better.
yeah, I feel like most of the time I drink European beer, I don't love it. But I'm also willing to leave the door open for it to be better across the pond.
Right. I mean, it's
I
also
have
a different
beer in
culture,
my
too.
fridge for you from Europe right now.
Okay.
I do.
All right. Yeah, I'll try
I
it.
have a Belgian beer from
So,
Belgium.
okay, yeah. That I guess is my caveat is
Right.
Belgians and Guinness are the only two that I can definitely vouch for me liking because I'm always on here talking about fucking Castile. Yeah. That's all Belgian.
I didn't know.
Belgian is
I had
delish.
no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. How could it be? All right. So you guys need a Penguins beer.
It has to be dark. Like it has.
Ooh,
It
what
has
if we
to,
But
did
like,
like
how dark?
oh,
What
this
about
is
like
homebrew, never
playoffs?
mind.
What about June?
All weather
I
is
thought it
stout
was
weather.
gonna. I thought
All
it was gonna
weather,
go
stout
to,
weather.
all weather,
I
stout
can fuck-
weather.
I can fuck with all weather, stout weather if we go like get like St. Patrick's style.
Well,
Yeah.
what if we played
like
on the
not-
name
Go for it.
and did like a ice bock? But I don't know how to do that on the homebrew side. I've never.
You wind up making methanol. I
Oh
think.
my god.
So we're gonna step back from
So we're
that.
gonna say no there.
Oh, Steve, you say you probably can't do it on the homebrew side.
No, you can. I just pretty sure you wind up making methanol because you cold distill. Yeah.
So let's step back from that. That's
Roll this back a little bit.
Yeah.
Or
That's a
Um,
contingency plan if we run out of money.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, all weather, stout weather, but I mean, I'm not opposed to making it a little bit of like a lighter stout.
Definitely a lighter stout because it needs to carry us into the playoffs because we at
Exactly.
least hit that every year.
Right.
So we need something that goes from September to June. So
Yeah. I mean, that's a big range, but
yeah, it's huge.
what kind of flavors do we want to go like traditional, like roasty toasty? Do we want to go like
My brain's feeling vanilla.
caramel, vanilla?
I'm always
vanilla?
about vanilla.
Yeah.
Vanilla's always good.
Because anything else gets like caramel to a degree gets really syrupy.
Yeah,
Right.
and it
it's
can get
kinda
really fake
heavy.
tasting.
And like how many, yeah, exactly. And how many fake tasting syrupy caramel beers do you want to drink at a tailgate?
Right.
Not that many, but all the vanillas.
But vanillas are like smooth and easy. And
Right.
like even
Like
when it's an
legit
artificial vanilla,
vanilla.
it's not
Yeah.
Like
overpowering.
we want to go heavy on the like Madagascar vanilla beans. Like I want
Okay.
people to know that this has vanilla in
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Not
Beans
like
go in.
Steve's first beer, for today, where he was like, "This is just a hodgepodge of craziness."
Which is good because like stouts are traditionally dark and
Yeah.
vanilla is traditionally light. And then you have your penguin, which is dark and light.
I would also throw in, if we didn't want to go the stout route, could we go the porter route?
I do enjoy porters, but I feel like I want it to have a little bit more body because, especially, and I'm not the biggest hockey fan. I obviously root as much as I can for the Penguins.
We're gonna hang
I
out and
just
fix
feel-
that.
Yeah, we are.
I just never got into it. But I'm willing,
We're
just
gonna
like
talk
Steve
about
with
this over
European
pie.
beers, I will keep that door open.
Just a question, Dennis. Have you ever been to a live game?
Oh, no.
See, that's what will change you.
That will change you in an instant.
You guys actually
Live
have
hockey.
to go one step extra. So instead of going straight to the Penguins when somebody has not been to a live game, you're gonna go see the Youngstown Phantoms.
Or you're going to go down to
Mhm.
Wheeling and see the Nailers.
The Nailers.
Or watch the Youngstown Phantoms play the fucking Nailers.
Yes.
That shit will hook you in a fucking minute.
Let's
Hey,
go.
I'm all about
That
that.
is a boxing match on ice. It's a bunch of 18 to 22-year-old kids just killing each other.
Yeah.
It's intense. It's an experience. I
Okay,
highly
Jesus.
recommend it. And then after that, you're like, what's hockey about? And then you watch the Pens and you're like, oh, I see their strategy. I see it now.
Oh, I
It
got
might just be tough for me to like just get into it by watching it on TV. It's
Right,
never,
yeah.
it's
And
just
that-
never worked. I didn't fall in love with
Hockey
it.
is one
That's
of the
how I
few
feel about
sports.
baseball.
Yeah, hockey is one of the few sports that's actually way, way better live.
Yeah.
Like football actually isn't better live, at least from my perspective.
I have fallen asleep
Because-
at Steelers games.
Yeah, it's so hard to.
Is it because of the
see-
beer?
Yeah.
Well, the one time when I was escorted, it was because of Captain Morgan.
Ooh, yeah, the captain's your best friend, so the police show up, then he's nowhere around.
I love the captain.
But yeah, football, you're sitting in the cold. It's like hard to see what's going on. It's not that interesting. There's so start and stop.
You should go to a game with Harold. It's not that hard to see what's going on.
And I've
What is
been to some Pirates games, but that's like you just gotta show up drunk, or else like I had more
Yeah.
fun walking around the stadium
Right, yeah.
than I did watching the game.
Yeah, baseball
Yeah,
is
I'm
different.
opposite. I can sit down. I always get seats in third plate or behind first
Third
plate.
base. Third base?
First
Third
or
base?
home. Third, no, not third. I don't like sitting out there.
Well, we can
Behind
all assume
first
you get seats
or home. And I sit there and I'm just like, I'm fixated.
Oh, I like sitting on the third baseline because then you have the city in the background.
If you sit
Mm.
behind home, you still have the city.
Well, that's also true.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd have a lot of fun just tuning in, like being out in the parking lot with friends, like grilling
That's also
and
fun.
then just
I
drinking.
can't
So-
listen to a game on the radio unless it's the Pens and it's Lang.
Yeah, Mike Lang is a great.
That's like
again-
Mike Lang and Phil Bork it's engaging, and every other sport and whatever I'm out.
Yeah, but for Pens hockey, you have to have a basis in hockey. That way you can imagine what they're talking about.
Yes.
So
Right.
Yeah, if somebody tells you the
Do
puck
that.
went past the blue line and you don't know what that meant, you're in left
Right.
field.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
but they're perfect if you know hockey.
Right.
right.
So you guys
I say we stick with the stout,
All right. So like
Like
a
if we were getting
vanilla type
vanilla
stout.
bean stout
vanilla bean stout.
with a little
think
hint of
that's-
cinnamon, a little tiny bit of cinnamon to play with the vanilla, so it's not one dimensional.
So this brings
We
up a
did
question.
cinnamon in the other though.
Right.
Yeah.
But
What if we give another compliment? Like, what if we do like a little bit of hazelnut or something, like another complimentary flavor?
so
Like a vanilla hazelnut.
Yeah.
here's my question. So Dennis just said cinnamon, and that would have paired the Steelers and the Penguins beer. Is
But
there
we
anything
don't have a tie from the Penguins to the
right?
other one.
Is there an ingredient you can come up with that would tie all three beers together?
You could put vanilla with lemon.
You can almost do like more of like a lemon
Yeah.
meringue.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'm down
Marshmallow.
with that.
Marshmallow.
Marshmallow.
Steve
Marshmallow.
and I were the
Marshmallow. If we
marshmallows
put
out,
marshmallow
though.
in the stout, though, it starts to get too syrupy.
That's true.
Yes. Yes.
I would. Okay, so it was so the second beer was a brown. What was the second? Like a
A
apple.
brown
Brown
ale with
apple.
apple and cinnamon.
Honestly, I've never been unhappy with vanilla, like in any beer style.
Actually,
Not-
yeah, we
I
could
mean,
add vanilla to that, and then it's just vanilla
Yeah.
across the board.
right.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, are we doing like a vanilla hazelnut stout,
Mhm.
vanilla
like-
hazelnut stout?
an apple cinnamon brown,
Mm-hmm. With
and
vanilla.
then with vanilla?
Yeah.
Just like a little hint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then that
Lemon meringue
lemon
session IPA.
we're good
with
at
a little
this.
vanilla. No, I'm all about that.
This is
I
how you
actually
make these
want these
beers.
beers. Yeah, sorry, Steve. You got a lot of
Steve and
work.
Adam doesn't know this yet, but
No.
he will when Steve tells him. But you guys, need
But
to
no,
make these
Katie,
beers.
maybe we could make one of these because we're going to take up home brewing
What
in the
we
next
should-
13
We
months.
should
and get
all
'em.
make one of these.
I'm actually about
Like
to have
Steve
a lot of
and
extra
Adam-
space in the house. If you want to come over, we can do this.
Steve
You're
and
on my way
Adam
home.
takes a variant. You guys take a variant, and me and my wife will take a variant. We should
Yes.
actually do this.
We can send you.
Should do this.
Yes. We can all
And then
send
someday
you over
we'll
to
get our
Bash Brew
beer
as well.
tasting back, and we can actually taste them all.
Yeah, we'll see. We got to check in on what's in with that. What's up
Oh,
with
a little
tastings.
beer taste. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that did stop.
We got
huh?
to we got to check in with that.
Restaurant restrictions are getting lifted. What, the first?
Yes,
I think even, yes.
should be June 1st that
I
you can
think
just
it's
do
June
whatever.
1st. The restaurant restrictions are lifted, so
Mhm.
it could be back.
And then I already said like July 4th, I'm taking my mask off. I don't care.
I'm fully vaxxed. I
but then Joe Biden
so many
said,
people. Like, I'll put my mask on just to make other people feel comfortable.
Right.
I have like people who bitch about their masks. You're not wearing the right mask.
Yeah.
My mask is comfortable, and I don't notice it's there through 90% of the day because I have to wear it on base. But like, I will just wear it and not think about it. And they're like, "Oh no, don't wear a mask around me. It's cool. It's cool." And I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
I have one of those Under Armour ones, like the nice ones, and it's.
Do you?
I can't
You
even
like
tell I
it?
have it on. I love it.
I bought the Adidas, and I don't care for them. They
I love
pull
the
in
Under
my
Armour.
ears.
Yeah.
I had to
No matter
measure my
what-
face for the
No
Under Armour one,
renegade.
like to get the right size.
No matter what mask you wear, it sucks if you have a beard. It's just the beard's just like flopping out of the sides. It's
I'm
don't know,
going
Dennis,
to
I
never
have a
relate to
bandana.
that.
Yeah, me either.
yeah, I haven't went
I
to
have a-
bandana.
yeah, I have a
Do
bandana.
the bandana, because then it comes to the point, and it's like.
Right.
Covers my
Plus,
face,
if
and
you're
then the beard.
vaccinated, it doesn't even matter.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
We're vaxxed to the max.
Yeah,
Vaxxed and ready to go.
What's the
That's-
T-shirt, Steve? What's the
Vaxxed,
T-shirt?
Vax, waxed, and
or
ready
yes,
to smash.
Ready to
Vax, wax, Vax,
Hashtag
wax, and ready
Spicy
to
Boy
smash.
Summer.
Literally, we literally sold a tank top while we were doing the show.
Yay!
I need to order a tank top. I really want one.
Yeah, I had it come through the email while we were doing
I'll
the
buy
show.
one and wear it on my TikToks.
But yes, you guys did a very good job, though. I think we have 3 brand new tailgate beers.
And they're all gonna taste better than hot dog beer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything will be better
I
than the hot dog
I
beer.
couldn't find what episode that is from. I know we did
I don't
something
remember,
disgusting,
but I know it exists.
We
Were
went
somehow
above and
using
beyond.
like the hot
to-
dog water in the brew.
Yes, yes, that was
Yeah.
it. It was
Oh.
the hot dog water.
It was the hot dog water in the brew.
Was it a Limp Biscuit beer? Was there chocolate starfish?
I don't think we've never celebrated Limp Bizkit on this show.
Thank God.
Is
Hey,
that-
do you guys think Fred Durst is still alive?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
for sure. He's
absolutely.
directing movies now. That's what his thing is.
Of course.
Why,
today,
Rob
Fred
Zombie?
Durst.
Because that's what he does.
Ugh.
That's what he does.
Hi, I see you.
All right. Let's jump back to the beers we drank on this segment.
It's
Now that we
about
have-
that burp about to come out.
Oh yeah, I got that burp just come right up.
The sorbettos.
Sorbettos and impars and lollipops. That's all full of me. But Katie, let's start with you. You had an ESB from Mondays.
Yeah, so root or route 19, depending on what you say. ESB from Mondays.
Yin's going
Down
down
in-
right 919.
Excuse me, what is that? McMurray? Cannonsburg?
McMurray? It's like right on the
Peters?
border. No, it's not Peters. McMurray.
It's on Route 19 in southern
Donaldson's
Allegheny
Crossroads.
County.
It's down at
Yeah.
Donaldson's Crossroads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's down
an
by the
ESB,
Meadows.
and it calls its shot. It is a traditional ESB. If you got a beer in England, this is basically what it would taste like.
Nice.
I'm trying to think of the traditional ESB that I like. It's
This
got
one?
like a blue label. No, I haven't had anything from Mondays yet, but I will soon. Wow.
Let
I'll
me
come-
know when you
I'll
want to
come
go,
back to it.
So
Steve.
we're coming with you.
Yeah, let me know when you want to go.
Fuller's.
I tried every.
Steve's rolling up with an entourage.
Fuller's. Yeah. Fuller's ESB is the ESB that I like.
That's a good one. Yeah.
But yeah.
I
no,
think you'll like this because it's not overly bready.
I'll be into it. Yeah. We'll be at Monday soon enough. Wink wink. Keep listening. But yes. Kelsey.
Jesus Christ!
Wait, y'all
My
got
cat just
ghosts?
ran into the window. I'm sorry.
I heard the thump.
I was not ready for it, and I don't know what she sees that she's attacked. She just went full speed into the window.
I thought you guys had ghosts over there. I was like, no, I
No,
don't
I'm
do
sorry.
ghosts.
I don't see what she's attacking. It could be a ghost. I was just not ready for that. That's not a normal behavior.
I was about to have to hit stop video on your
Stop video.
box because I did not want to see any like ghosts or anything.
Dennis is not interested in being haunted.
No, and I don't know like how their internet connection works, if they can pass through or not. But
Mm-mm.
mm-mm.
All right,
Dennis,
Kelsey.
what are you drinking?
Yes.
Kelsey, what are you
Kelsey,
drinking?
Dennis.
I'm still
Either one.
drinking the Grist House Maximum Power. Still enjoying it. Almost done with it. But yeah, it was a good 2-segment beer.
Good enough.
Love it. I am wrapping up with my hop tea, the really hoppy one from Hoplark from Boulder, Colorado. They're made with black tea, super good, exactly what I needed. And this definitely, that 70 milligrams of caffeine was the perfect kind of, end the podcast on, because, got a little oomph so I can carry on and get stuff done. Well, and eat that slice of pie. I can't wait. I'm so happy for
Get
that.
you jazzed up for pie and pushing weight.
That's it, man.
Fair enough.
I love it.
For myself, I am just finishing up this Empire Black Magic Irish coffee stout. Yeah, you get a lot of the barrel on it. It's got a lot of good coffee and whiskey flavors. Katie and Kelsey and Dennis, you would all enjoy this beer. And anybody else who enjoys Irish coffee stouts, this would also be right up your alley. I don't see a fault in this beer, and I will try more from Empire.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And I'll try more from Empire when I see it come by. So, yeah, that's it.
Love it.
Right now, just want to give a thanks to Katie, Kelsey, and Dennis all for coming on tonight.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
I don't know if you guys have anything to plug. I know Dennis has things to plug, but Kelsey and Katie, if you have anything to plug, go ahead.
The only thing I could plug is that it is Mental Health Awareness Month. May is, and just take care of yourself. I know that the weather's been shitty for a lot of places still, and a lot of people have seasonal depression and other issues with that. So if you're struggling, go ahead and text 741-741 to say hey, and somebody will help you out. And there's some collabs out there that help donate money to like NAMI and other mental health organizations. So there's some beers out there around there dealing with that. And that's pretty much it. Just take care of yourself, chill out, have a beer, relax. Unless you're triggered by alcohol, then definitely don't have a beer. And why are you listening to this show?
Yes, don't do this.
But yeah, that's it. Just
right on.
Help each other out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as things start to open up, at least around Pittsburgh, make sure you're still being smart, still wearing your mask, but support local, support your local restaurants, your neighborhood joints, get some takeout from there, start making some reservations if they have outdoor seating, really just start supporting your neighborhood restaurants. They really need it. The more local you can eat, that's the state, those are the backbones of the neighborhoods. So really get out there, just keep it local.
Yeah, can I piggyback on that? A lot of places are rolling out their CSA. So if you're trying to do local produce and stuff like that, this is the time to sign up for that.
Yes, I actually just signed up for CSA, so I'm going to plug that. So it's through 412 Food Rescue. It's their ugly produce CSA.
Same.
Yes. So 412 Food Rescue, I plug it all the time on the show. I think it's a great organization to get behind, help rescue food, help stop the waste of food, help those in need. But they have a CSA for the summer. It's all the stuff that's kind of funky looking and weird looking that people aren't going to necessarily think is oh, it's the perfect tomato.
It tastes the same, kids.
It tastes the same. So it's $200 some bucks for the whole summer. All the farms are local to the Pittsburgh area, within a certain, I think it's 100-mile radius or something. So you can actually look up the farm where your stuff is coming from. So I recommend, I signed up for mine already. I'm so excited to get it for the summer. So sign up for a CSA, support your local farms.
Right on.
I have a quarter cow in my freezer and I signed up for a CSA. So I anticipate zero grocery shopping all summer.
Yeah, girl.
Nice.
I'm super excited to not go to the grocery
What
store.
CSA did you sign up for?
412.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we can compare boxes now. What did you get in your box?
How busted up are your green peppers?
Do you want my acorn squash? No.
What do I do with this kohlrabi?
Dennis, what's up?
Yo, Dennis,
Yes,
what's going
yes.
on?
So speaking of comparing boxes, so how you guys can find out more about First Sip Brew Box, just jump over to our website. We have our anniversary box coming out this month. A lot of dope gear and everything in there that we partnered with women-owned artists to actually design and everything for us, which is super cool. yeah, that's pretty much it. Jump on our social media, give us a follow at firstsipbrewbox.com. We're at First Sip Brew Box, but we are on all the social medias. We don't have quite the social media TikTok clout that Katie does. However, we are on there doing little dances, our little puppies on there. So give us a follow, be a part of the journey. And if you guys ever need to get a hold of me, just shoot me an email, Dennis at First Sip Brew Box. Boom.
Nice. And that brings it to us. As always, if you want to reach us on social media, all you have to do is search HopNationUSA, and that'll get you Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We're still not doing the TikTok. I just don't have the bandwidth for another fucking social media thing.
I'm genuinely considering doing it for us, but you're gonna have to send me video for every episode I'm not on.
Okay, I'll think about it. I'll see if I can put together some sort of promotional thing.
Because I can make this work. I just need content for when I'm not around.
Fair enough. If you want to run a social media account for us, I have no problem with that. I just don't have the bandwidth for it myself.
I'm okay with it. It's just yeah.
If you get it, that's good, because I don't. But I still enjoy some videos off there.
I love Kelsey's floating cattail.
Yeah, the floating cattail is funny. It's always a staple of these shows.
Oh yeah, here she comes. It's coming back.
Yeah. If you want to email us, just email us at hopnationusa@gmail.com. And if you want to listen to brand new episodes of the podcast every Friday, as you should, then search Hop Nation USA at any podcatcher, including Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Player FM, anything that starts with pod and ends in with cast. We're on all those platforms. But if you're on any of those platforms, leave a 5-star review. Oh no, Adam isn't here.
Because we're a six-batch show, but they only let us at 5.
And that's a bigger crime than me not preparing for that segment because Adam wasn't here.
Kasey got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
You guys got it.
Yeah.
It's also fun to just put you on the spot, see who would pick up the slack.
And if you are, in fact, vaxxed, waxed, and ready to smash, buy a t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. Buy that t-shirt on TeePublic.
Yeah.
Because it's hashtag Spicy Boy Summer.
Spicy Boy Summer.
Spicy Boy Summer is coming
Dennis,
hard.
don't laugh. You're Spicy Boy too. Don't worry about it.
It's great.
He's going to be in on it as well. Spicy Boy Summer is coming hard. We've got a lot of things lined up in the future. We honestly have shows booked into July at this point.
Yes.
So I should anticipate not coming back for a while.
Yeah.
No. Well, we're not fully booked, but we do have shows booked in July.
Gotcha.
I have a very specific calendar I've put together. I will say that we are trying to do 2 brewery shows a month.
I love
Listen, I love you and I want the best for you, but you're not going to top Rick Seaback.
I know we're not going to top Rip Seabat, but we got to do something.
Also, just in case anybody cares, I was in Giant Eagle today and I saw a Rick Seaback birthday card.
Nice.
Yes. Oh, he's such a treasure. Oh my God.
I hope you have a happy birthday.
I was very proud of us as a podcast. At least as far as beer podcasts go, we are the only one that had him on, as far as I know.
That was so good, though. Everybody listening right now, if you haven't listened to the last epised, go back. It was such an experience.
It's a great episode. Check
that
it out.
man's an orator for sure.
Oh yeah, we could have done 3 or 4 hours with him.
Oh yeah,
Man,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
but I feel like you guys ended it in such a way that he'll be back, so that's awesome.
Oh yeah, I hope so. I hope we have a reason to have him back, and maybe we can have him in person at a brewery. It's just it was a good episode.
You should probably try Spoonwood since he's from Bethel.
Yeah, he's from Bethel, but he also lives in like the Regent Square area. So, and he said on the show that he loves Brew Gentlemen. So maybe we'll do a show at Brew Gentlemen. Who knows?
Can I come to Brew Gentlemen?
You guys can all be invited. I can't promise that you all get on mic, but you can all hang out. And
Oh, that's fine. I'm just there to drink.
Katie and I can sit at the bar.
Yeah.
You
When
guys
we're
can be at
done,
the
we're
mic.
gonna walk down to Superior Motors, get our food on. Is good.
yeah,
It's
you can all just wave at Rick. I'm not going to stop you from doing
Oh,
that.
he'll definitely wave back. Such a nice man.
I'm gonna donate. At the free store. Right there. We're good. It's been like a week since I dropped off a shit ton of stuff at the freezer. That's another thing. Everybody in Pittsburgh who's spring cleaning, take your shit to the free store for real. It's in Braddock. It's super easy to get there. Just donate.
Right on. I'm sure a lot of people are cleaning the fuck up after a year and a half or so of gathering things. But all right.
Yes.
We'll be back next week, and we do have guests, and we have those guests planned, and we have a little something extra, and then the week after that we have something good. Just keep listening. Good things are coming, and Spicy Boy Summer is coming. We have a plan for that as well.
Yeah.
And if this is your first episode, you only have 200 to listen to catch up.
I know you got
I suggest
so
listening
much.
to it while you're in the shower. That's what I do. I just pop it right on the Sonos and lather up, just listening to either my voice, Steve's voice, you guys. It's a good time.
Good to know that Dennis is soaping his balls to my
Yeah, it's a strange level of comfort right there.
Yeah.
Just saying, I invite you guys into my home anytime.
I don't know how I feel about being listened to while Dennis is naked.
I'm into it. I'm fine.
Well, I
for it.
think it's creepy
what
if
it
I
is.
don't tell you. So at least it's not like I'm in like
No, before
incognito tab
that I didn't
opened up.
know, and it was not creepy.
Oh, sorry. Oh, now you do.
All right. Well, then we're going to go out on this episode on a creep note, and that's great.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll see
But
you.
also a clean note.
And a clean creep note. So, yes.
Clean creep.
We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.